What?
I like that I can blame my own brain on my character. Oh well, Paloma's got a lot of trauma, so
Got a lot of stuff going on.
It's
Yeah,
gonna do
stuff
what
going
you do.
on.
Yeah. I think you've
He's out
hit
of
upon
trouble.
something there. Always play like just like eccentric, scattered characters in games, and this was like, I have no accountability. I'm wacky and scattered and don't know what's going on.
I feel like some people do that in real life.
he keeps playing assholes.
Oh no.
Hey, Mist, it's just my character. All right.
If you're not
You
ready
said
to
it.
deal with me at my chaotic evil,
It's
then-
just a character.
I could help my character's an asshole.
That's what he would have
He
done.
just said some really personal things.
he would have said really personal things about the other players in the game. That's just how he rolls.
Hey.
Oh my god.
I did. I remember like when I encountered, yeah, mostly in my history of D&D, it was like with really fucking cool people, and I was very lucky. There's definitely like certain groups for like, you know, especially if you have like mixed alignments within the group, then you do like have your chaotic evil guy, and it's like, well, that doesn't really work with the rest of the group because you are just kind of an asshole.
Sure.
That's your job, and we're all trying to work together, and you're like, meh, meh, fuck you.
Alignments as a whole has problems.
Oh, is that what alignments are for? Is it to be like, it's just my alignment.
Oh, no.
I can't help that I'm trying to fuck up the game.
Yeah.
Chaotic,
Chaotic
evil is what I gotta
neutral.
do.
We
I
should.
can do it.
We have to
Oh,
start Mark's
please.
new YouTube channel, Hot Takes about games. Chaotic evil just means you're an asshole.
You're just a dick.
Yeah.
What's today's?
Or, well, you know, I actually find equally, maybe it's just because of the way I play. but
Lawful
find-
good.
Yeah, it's lawful good, equally annoying.
Also evil.
Mhm.
Because then
so
you're like,
evil.
Also an
no,
asshole.
we can't do that. That would be bad. You're like,
Get the fuck out of here. We're gonna do.
Fuck
You're
off.
fucking stealing from a
I'm just
dungeon.
waiting
Except
for
for all the
chaotic
murder, because they're all evil.
Waiting for chaotic evil to be one of the conditions that gets put on us.
No.
Hey, you're not gonna be a dick for a while. Oh,
God
okay.
damn it. Dickishness. Francis.
I'll be nice to this person. Nope.
Kind of being
Disadvantage
mean.
then.
That's why I almost always played like somewhere in the neutral spectrum of characters.
Yeah.
Always have good
been on-
intentions.
I've been on the Discord, and it sounds like they're going to be moving or making explicit that the answer the question move is only a dusk move. So
Oh,
it's only going to happen right before the night move.
Oh, weird.
That's
It's
interesting.
handy.
So
That
it's
helps
like, oh,
us
that
know what we're gonna
tells
do
us-
at night.
Yeah, it tells like, oh, that's what the night move's going to do. Cool.
Ugh.
And anytime I hear a sentence that says, I went to the Discord for this, and that pause in there is always like, okay, what do we got coming?
What's
Ooh.
about to happen?
Yeah, it's usually good on this one anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I was just admiring. I was like, I've been using these whitening strips. I'm like, hey, I think they're working.
Oh, cool.
My teeth look whiter, I
Oh,
think.
Aniki.
I just got myself a cleaning today, which means that I'm going to be going back for taking things out and putting things in. Woo.
I just had
My
a cleaning
teeth
a
are-
couple weeks ago. I had my cleaning.
I think I posted online. I missed one cleaning and everything just fell apart. Like I cannot do. I am at a point now where the car is perched on the edge of the cliff.
Oh no!
And I can't.
Oh,
make
no.
any mistake.
This is the first year in a long
My
time.
car is
where
Homer Simpsoning down the cliff for the last
Oh,
20 minutes.
no.
This is the first year in a long time where I actually got two cleanings because my dental insurance is through Ham.
Oh,
And
no.
the way
Oh,
Ham
yeah.
does it is there's a certain pool of money
Hmm.
that gets used up, so you can't schedule both your appointments ahead of time. You can only schedule 30 days in
Oh.
advance.
Yeah.
Mm.
So usually by the time I get to my second appointment of the year, the pool of money is gone. They're like, oh, sorry,
Oh,
no funds
sure.
left for you.
Uh,
So I usually only get one, but this time I was actually got my second cleaning this year. It's like,
Whoa,
oh, what, it's actually
luxury.
approved.
I'm just wondering if I should get cleanings every 3 months now. Just
Oh man,
go in, check again. I'm sure something's wrong.
yeah.
Yes,
I
it costs
knock-
more money, but in the long run.
knock
That
on
one
all
time
things
I went
wood.
without.
Have always had really healthy teeth, and
Mhm. Yeah, I
I,
had like,
I obviously must have got those from my dad's side because my mom has like she's supposed to be like every time she goes into this, like oh
Mhm.
another root canal or something.
Yeah.
Yep. I've had dentists say, wow, I've never seen that before. And you're just like,
Oh,
oh, this is
no.
going to be a bad day.
There
I'm
was a
actually at the point
in
where I
time-
enjoy root canals because it means it's
Oh.
going to stop hurting.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
there was a
Welcome
point in
to
time
Tooth Talk. Tooth Talk.
Yeah.
when I did not have insurance for a period of about 15 years. I was a freelancer
Mm.
before the government had insurance. So there was a point in time when I didn't go to dentist for like 15 years. Then I got another
Yeah.
day job
I missed
and I
about
had
5
insurance
years.
again. And I
Or
was
3
like,
years.
oh boy, I'm dreading this. I'm sure I'm going to go in. It's going to be like, everything is bad.
Take
And
them
it
all
actually
out.
wasn't bad. Even after like 15 years, I did have like 10 cavities, but they were all like very small surface cavities. It didn't need much done. So I had
Mm.
2 sessions, like basically half my mouth, 1 session, 5 cavities,
Mhm.
the other half, 5
Mhm.
cavities in another session, but they were
Wow.
all very minor cavities. I was like, for like 15 years of no dentist, I will take it.
Note to self: steal Heath's teeth. Got it. Okay.
Mine were like that too. It was like the best. I was like, oh, this is about average, even though I've spent 3 years in between.
I'll mute my.
Who else do we have?
Everybody else has gone to walk the dog or just come back. So there's lots of discussion. about
Dog.
Dog.
It's a new day, and you know what that means? New threat.
win?
And
Oh,
Yeah, it's like,
Almost.
and I'm feeling good. I said while muted,
I'm
just
feeling
ruining the time.
good.
dude, Dave.
So you made it back from the tussle in
Somehow.
the somehow
Artfully.
artfully in the basement,
Oh, poor
making your way
Harley.
out. Yeah, poor Harley. Oh yeah, Harley got the bowel to jowl. That's what it was.
No, his
And-
son did. He's
Oh,
gonna
his
be
son
so
did.
mad
Oh
at
yeah,
me.
Harley. Yeah, got
Why
his
does
pin.
anybody?
Don't
Why do we
doubt
have any resurrection men work for us anymore?
They should have like a
Lewis was-
clause in their thing that I'm also gonna bring them back.
I assume they'll unionize in one of these countries.
Sure, I think I'm the villain. Oh.
Oh no!
And Lewis the Goose
Dickens
was
will be
last
writing a
seen
novel about these poor people.
taking care of Titus's face while you escaped. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
next morning,
He had a
yeah,
twinkle in his eye.
So remind me, vulnerable scenes, they can only be between 2 characters. We can't like all 3 have a vulnerable scene and all 3 get rid of it.
With the goose.
I think the intention is that they're between 2 characters, but we've been kind of loose with it.
Go team, vulnerable.
As long as everyone's vulnerabling, I think it's all right.
Mm.
Because I know we could all use
Yeah,
We're,
y'all.
Oh,
we're having
fuck.
some
Very-
issues by now.
various
mess up.
kinds of healing.
Everyone's only got
It's-
2 issues. That's fine. It's not- You
Yeah.
can still get one for free.
I don't know. Heath's issues are better than mine. One of them.
I mean, Francis and I have physical issues, while
Francis
Paloma has
is-
Paloma has
goats.
mental issues.
Oh, did I
Jealous
get-
and Monster Magnet.
What do we have? Oh, I have a physical thing, but not a physical appearance thing, so I can't.
Yeah,
Insatiable thirst thing or
haunted by
unquenchable-
goats.
Goats.
That'll
I wonder if
exhaust you, all
Francis
right.
brought that goat home with him.
That
In
was
his
during
mind, he's sort of dead.
election
His
of
mind.
thirst.
He keeps
Yeah,
seeing it on the
Yesterday-
corner of his eye.
Yesterday I had a vampire bite. Today I've got other face bites. Just always get bitten by things.
yeah. So how did so do we want Francis to still be at the village, or do we want to do some time where he arrives back at Hargrave to regroup?
I feel like I want to have him back in the city.
Mhm.
It is kind of a last chance to do things in the village, though. So
Yeah,
that's
it'll be there if you need to go back for some reason.
okay.
We say that, but I don't know. We have a history of destroying things that we come in contact with.
I think it will be funny if other hunters end up in the city or in the rural.
It's just
village.
one at a time. Came out to see Francis.
Oh, I heard. Wait, Francis is out there. I better go get him. Just one at a time, go out and sleep with the goats.
Then next morning I'll be like, Paloma hasn't come back. I better go look for her.
What a terrible time.
Next
We
day
don't
it's
even have a hotel.
just Sean.
And
Hey,
the
I'm a
goose,
T-Rex
Sean and the
kid,
goose.
hooray.
It's finally Sean and the Goose's buddy cop.
Yeah,
episode.
bird buddies.
Oh man, so I think Francis will come
yeah.
back. Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll have him come back to town.
Let's say that when Francis comes back in the morning, we'll say, or late morning, there's already someone on the doorstep, kind of hat
Of
in
course.
hand, kind of like trying to get up the nerve to go inside.
Sure.
And when you come up behind him, he like kind of looks at you like, oh, I'm sorry, I do need to speak with them as well. This is I'm sure they're very busy. I shouldn't bother them. I'm sorry.
So I think what's going on right now is Francis Quinn has both exhausted / haunted and busybody. So
Yep.
he is
Burst
in
to
no
the
fit-
door.
Yeah, he's in no fit state to handle this interaction correctly, but he has to try. And so he just sort of gathers himself up and he's like listing a little to one side. He has this vacant smile. And it's like he kind of circles around but doesn't quite settle on how can I help you. It's just like, it's a fine day and it's so nice to see you. Welcome to the neighborhood.
The like remix of "Have a good day" and "How are you?" How
Yeah.
a good day.
How's the day? How's you good? It's good.
Have a
It's all good.
day.
That's some weather, isn't it?
That's
Look at that sky.
And this gentleman is not actually in super great shape either. He's
Oh no.
his eye is swollen shut. His like face is covered with cuts and bruises. And he puts out his hand and introduces himself. His name is Bram Fuller. Bram Fuller, and he kind of
okay.
yeah, we put him in people and places. Bram Fuller, right under Victoria. Ooh. He is a member of.
Uh-oh.
He kind of furtively looks up and down the street once he realizes that you're a part of Hargrave,
Oh, no.
and he says, "I'm a member of a club
Oh,
in town.
like the Albemarle.
Somewhat like the Albemarle, yes. But
How is your server? How is your drinks man at your club? Because we have been looking for an improvement there for it's just like there's a paragraph here with stories about the failing quality of the different tonics that are being served at the Albemarle.
yeah, I know. We just go down the pub after our bouts. There's nothing fancy, and we move around, so it's a fighting club. It's called Bout Club. It's mostly working class guys around, but there's been lately someone new coming by, a freakishly strong fighter that may have been taken to calling the Shoreditch Slugger.
I don't think that was me.
No, he's much taller than you, but not as good looking, I must say.
Oh, of course. Thank you. And he's just kind of.
Since his induction to the club several weeks ago, the Slugger has not once lost a bout, and he has also left a ghastly trail of broken limbs and even deaths in his wake. 2 days ago, a young railway construction laborer named Phineas Bird died at his hands.
Oh,
The other fighters, not to be outdone, have taken the Slugger's seeming invulnerability as a challenge. In short, the brutality of fights has greatly escalated since the Slugger's arrival.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that such a good pugilism club has come to such violence.
Well, it started out that way. It just kind of escalated out of control.
I think he in a rare fit of self-awareness, like replays what he said. He's like, I mean,
Bram finds the Slugger's indomitable prowess odd, and though he won't outright admit it, but I'm telling you, frightening. Sure. He's heard that Hargrave House has experience dealing with unusual types and hopes that you'll see fit to run the Slugger out of London, or at least out of Bout Club. You are on the verge of turning Bram away, thinking he has vastly misunderstood that why Hargreave House does when he stammers out a
Oh,
detail that makes you
I'm-
certain
Okay.
that there's a supernatural threat here after all. From
I
the
was
sound of
like,
it.
okay, and I think if Francis
Yeah.
does scoot him away, it's very reluctantly because he is a busybody and really wants. Maybe he accidentally says something that's like, well, it's not we usually deal with threats that are beyond the natural order.
The mortal
of things."
ken.
He's like
It
building
says
up a sentence that's going to have a but at the intervening, but it sounds in the moment like we can't deal with this.
and you have the highest vitality by far. So this is definitely yours.
Okay.
Unless someone's threatened.
He stammers out a detail that makes you certain it is supernatural. From the side of it, you'll need to determine how the slugger came by his superhuman strength, or at the very least find a chink in his proverbial armor in order to take him and stop this buckler business from getting out of control. Direct the following question to the highest vitality, that is you.
Hello.
What detail does Bram add that convinces you that the Shoreditch slugger is siphoning its strength from a supernatural source? So many S's.
I think that he's embarrassed to say this, but after one set of fights, it was the end of the night, there was just a gaslight faintly lighting the Shoreditch slugger as he exited the Knights Club, the Knights fights. And he swears that he could see, and then he pauses and looks down. This is silly. And Francis has to kind of coax him. We have seen all manner of things. We will believe you immediately. And it's the wrong way to phrase it. It's too enthusiastic. But he says that he seems to have seen like long vines or tendrils or some black shadowy shapes emerging around the man, like one of them sea creatures. I blinked again and then it was gone.
Dark, shadowy things.
I'm like trying to imagine something that matches up to what we've seen in the Fragrant Void.
Yeah, maybe something that Sareth has seen.
Yeah,
and once he sees your face change from kind of like polite dismissal to active interest, and he
though again, I think Francis is helpful at the start, but there is a definite change of oh no.
Yeah, no, this is a real thing now.
Yeah.
And kind of clutches at you a little bit, says you have to stop this, or the deaths will continue.
Oh yeah. And I would think this might be part of the thread, but I would imagine Francis would even say something like that. If what you say is true, the deaths will continue. The threat will get worse, or the consequences will be absolutely dire. Come in. I need you to speak to my colleagues.
Oh, of course. Oh, this is very fancy. Very fancy.
Don't go in that room. It's abandoned, and there's flesh-eating things. Never mind.
All right. Paloma and Sareth, what are you all up to this morning? Well, Francis and his new friend come traipsing in
to see if Paloma could tend to my bitten face.
I think I'm tending to your bitten face, but I'm also bickering with my child.
Oh no!
About safety. I think that Azrael is defending his ability to, or their ability to take care of themselves in the last night, and Paloma's the jealousy is swirling.
Oh, no.
It's like, well, it's just that you've only been awakened for 2 days, and you think you know everything there is to know about night work. And it's not really looking at Sarah and bandaging. So that's what you want.
I'm feeling a little bit curious. I'm like, ow. So no, it's all right, fine, it's really fine. Just ow. A little less alcohol.
What can happen when you're not paying attention?
Which of your vices are you going to be engaging in?
Well, I mean, I'm always drinking the absinthe, but
all right,
I think yours is the easiest to do here.
It really is. I don't mean it as a cop out. I just am always drinking absinthe.
I chose a difficult one. Or
yeah,
maybe Azrael storms off into the next room, but I've got a little peephole. Watching my child through a hidden compartment. You can't go where I can't see you.
Ooh. Yeah, but vulnerable away.
Not a good morning. I don't know what it is. He just. I've never acted this way, and then just whenever I see him in danger, just.
you must give yourself some room, for you are on the accelerated motherhood path. You've your motherhood duties have advanced exponentially faster than they would in normal times. Not to mention the peculiarity of the child's looks, so a harder path in the world. So you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Well, you seem so natural with Emil. I don't want to pry, but have you ever had a young person you've had to be a guardian of before? You seem so. This seems so easy for you.
No, I haven't. It's something I don't know. Well, of course, we have that in common as well, in that Emil is not really he's a bit of a conundrum as well, being that he looks like a child and I suppose still retains some of the sensibilities of a child, and yet has seen more years and more experiences and more of everything than most of us ever will in a lifetime. Must be very confusing for him, as well as for Azrael. Is that Azrael, right?
Yes.
Right.
Azrael. Yeah. You're right. It must be very difficult. It's probably also very frustrating to be treated like a child. I know in situations in the past when Anna would treat me like a child, it just nothing could get me white hot mad faster.
No one likes to be condescended to.
Just patronizing, yeah.
Though admittedly, Azrael does seem to be dealing with it very well. His advanced growth and knowledge, he seems very willing just to offer it and to be helpful. I haven't seen many signs of him being resentful or in any way. He seems to be adapting very well.
No, and really was so good last night. I think that he hasn't actually done anything wrong. I think that I just got so scared when I was worried about losing him or any of you. Fear does very strange things to the human mind. Anna used to tell me that if fear could be weaponized, it could destroy entire countries.
I must confess something to you that I hope you will not take the wrong way, for I say it only out of love. And I know that a mother's love for her child is very strong, but it can also be blinding. Be careful. Now don't be wrong. I've seen nothing but good from Azrael. I've seen no signs of anything worrying. It's more of a potential worry that he seems so advanced mentally and so intelligent that the skeptic in me worries that if he wanted to, he might be able to play us all because of our sympathies for him.
Yes.
And being a unique child I sincerely hope in my heart that he has nothing but the most innocent and best intentions, and that the love from his mother would put him on the right path. But I think we would be remiss to not at least acknowledge the possibility of other paths we may not anticipate from such a unique child.
must confess that there is truth in that. And I had not thought of that with the spotlight on my own child, but had rather been thinking of Victoria in that case. But and then in the email, watching his powers. But you're right, Azrael
I
does
definitely
fall
have
in
that
that.
worry with Emil, trying to keep him on the right path, though I know he will have urges and difficulty containing his frustrations and his anger. And I'm hoping that providing him with a good home and good role models such as ourselves can overcome the darker desires and more feral natures within him.
I need your advice, Sarah. I have always grown up in the sciences, and the sciences really offer us very little in the way of telling us what's right and wrong, and I've often felt kind of adrift in terms of those things. You left a coven because you thought that they were doing things incorrectly, and I've seen you follow your own intuitions. How do you know when you're on the right path or the wrong path? You've gone too far.
I don't know that there is such a thing as a universally right or wrong path. I believe we can each only follow our own hearts. Obviously, I follow the path that I feel is right for me, but that doesn't mean it is the right path, or that it would be the right path for you or others, or that it is, again, universally the right thing to do. And that, I think, one of the biggest follies of human nature is we try to turn everything black or white, when it is my firm belief that the vast majority of life exists in shades of gray. It's just determining which shades of gray suit your particular palette. I believe you and I and Francis, what has brought us together is I do believe we all seem to share a similar palette. We are not the most virtuous, the most good, the most honorable people in the world, but we're not evil, selfish, ignorant beings either. We all do the best we can with the knowledge we have, and all we can do is acknowledge our mistakes and move forward.
Seeing.
Sarah, we were doing your vice, is that right?
Yeah, I think
would
I pour her a little cup. I like give one of her beakers, pour her some. Let us drink.
Oh, sanitizing my beakers again.
So go ahead and clear off jealous and face bitten, I guess.
Yes.
Yay.
Sarah, would you like to stumble upon a clue or invite the other hunter to ask you about your past some more?
I actually am going to go for a clue because I feel
Inside your face.
feel like we've learned a pretty good amount about my
Yeah.
past, and I don't like I don't feel let's go for a clue. Don't need
Okay,
to I'm just going to over explain why I'm picking
Yeah.
clue. Let me
Tell us
explain for
about-
5
tell
more
us-
minutes why I'm choosing clue.
Tell us
Oh,
about
there's
yourself and your
slides.
past in the turn.
You get to tell me what the clue is. And do you want it for Figs or Artily?
Wait a minute, I thought we already answered everything with Figs, didn't we?
Oh yeah, you answered. Yeah, you answered that one. That's right.
Yeah. was
So
gonna say.
Artily, yeah.
Just give me a
Or-
useless clue for Figs we don't need.
Yeah,
No?
why not?
Could he
It feels-
stumble on a clue for the Shoreditch Slugger at this point, since I'm about to come in with that?
I don't think so. I think he hasn't
Okay.
been exposed fully to the threat yet.
Fair enough.
Like the idea of that.
Yeah, so yeah, Artily works well.
Cool. What's the clue?
Oh, I tell you what the clue is.
Oh
I thought you
yeah,
had,
you tell me what the clue is.
for some reason I thought you had to. I thought you picked
Mark, what's your
clues
job
from-
then?
I thought you had like a list of clues you had to work from or something.
Yeah, I do.
You have
But
to do
with
everything.
with Evolve remove, you get to make up a clue.
Oh, let me see. The Arterly Crone. Okay. I feel like as Paloma and I are wrapping up our conversation, she's finishing healing my wound up. We just had a heart to heart. We notice Louis the Goose can be here, right? He's not like, oh wait, no, did
No,
we lose him in
he's-
the last?
Yeah, he was saving you from Titus last time.
Oh, that's right. So he's not with us now, right?
He's
We
not with
left
us.
him there.
Yeah, he is
Right,
not
right, right,
harmed, says the GM, but you don't know what.
right,
is-
right.
You don't know what's wrong.
But he's
Oh,
not
no.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are so bad at keeping track of that goose.
What are the books you have? You have a couple of interesting books, Paloma. I'm trying to remember what they are. You had two. You had
Oh yeah. Let me pull my bookshelf up. I know I have I have a medical text that I never mark. Sixth and seventh book of Moses, a grimoire, an ancient book of French science, among other things. Those are my books. that I just carry or can reference, I guess.
If this will work, since it involves Paloma, my clue is actually going to be Paloma finds a clue. Can I kind of do that even though I'm making up the clue?
And I don't recognize it as a clue, but you do.
Yeah, well, I think maybe you do in the moment. You just as we finish up, maybe you just suddenly remember that as you've been perusing the one that's about French science, that you just hadn't even thought about it. You put it two together tonight that there was a section about that kind of a common, not common, but like not a completely uncommon practice was transferring people into animals of various kinds for various reasons, like, sneak, either as a, like a curse, if you want to curse somebody by putting them in it, but sometimes it was like, oh, hey, a good way to smuggle someone in somewhere. You put their body in a dog and, oh, it's just my dog coming in with me. And so I feel like there's some probably more information to be gleaned from the text that would, okay, here it is. Got it. Formulating. And one way to be able to tell about that is that a lot of times, if there is truly a person's soul in an animal, that they often retain some of their peoply habits. Like you might see a dog read with a book open for an open book, like reading a book, and you're like, well, that sure looks like that dog's reading a book. That's crazy, right? So a way to crystallize that into a succinct one-line clue.
A passage in a medical/magical text about how animals may retain the
some of their human
qualities,
or habits. Yeah, that. Yeah. Exactly. Got there eventually. Had to stumble around for a while. I was just going to have Louis, so he looked over and saw Louis reading a book, and I was like, "Oh fuck, Louis in here."
Passage in a magical medical text about how an animal may retain the qualities of a person's soul put into them. All right. I think this is about the time when Francis and Bram come on in.
Fuller.
Yeah. Both of them looking pretty rough.
In different ways.
Yeah. Bram is actually unusually pretty under his bruises and kind of glares around to finally like, okay, like you're gonna help me, right? And yeah. Francis, would you like to introduce your new friend to your other
I think
friends?
Francis would. I think Francis has already forgotten the full name of this person. So
That's Bram Fuller.
Bram, but I
Fuller
think it's like Brim Bert Bob. Bob here has met with a supernatural creature that Sarah needs to hear about. And then I think he just kind of lists off to the nearest chair and collapses in it.
And it says, actually, it's Bram, sir. Which one of you is Seraph?
Good day, sir. I am Sir
Oh.
Darkpenny of Hargrave House.
Hello. Why, hello there.
Hello there.
Ew.
And he relates mostly the same thing, including the detail about how when the slugger left his last bout, which Bram was actually the one who fought him last.
Oh no.
Which is why he's in such a state, and probably the only reason he wasn't more badly injured or perhaps killed was he actually tapped out of the fight, which is technically not against the rules of the club, but it is frowned upon for sure.
Oh.
And describes how these dark tendrils have like came out of him under the lamplight, and when he blinked and looked back, they were gone.
Yes, definitely very much sounds like someone who perhaps has made a bargain with some dark entities. This is certainly among the oeuvre of the Hargrave House, particularly in my wheelhouse. I'm
I
very
think
interested.
Francis is already asleep in the chair at this point.
At the same time, there could be a perfectly medical science has made many advances. And,
But I can't have sex with that.
oh,
Wait, what?
carry on,
Francis just
Sarah.
wakes up momentarily and then nods back off.
I'm just saying dark entities can be fun.
I
So
would
you'll be able to
normally have
help
been
me.
skeptical, but these things do tend to be paranormal.
We've asked Seraph not to sleep with the duck, but that's about it. Yeah.
Is it too late to change
we
my
have
dog
indeed.
question to arranging a over-the-top erotic experience?
Yeah, we haven't done any of the questions yet, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I have definitely put the kibosh on any sex with animals. That's not going to happen in our campaign.
Hmm.
But dark entities are fair game. And in fact, one of my possible questions.
Yes. Well, he is very much appreciative of your help, and puts himself at your disposal if you need any more information. Oh, due to its highly secretive and illegal nature, Bout Club frequently changes venues, and before he leaves, he will helpfully provide the address of the club's next midnight meeting, a church construction site in Whitechapel.
Nothing bad ever happens in Whitechapel.
Yeah, Whitechapel's pretty low key. What would you like to do with your day?
Well, like in game, I think Francis is just still wiped out and
Yeah.
haunted by goats.
I feel like Paloma actually wants to go apologize. Since one of my checkboxes is to teach Azrael something about what it means to be human,
Mm,
I think Paloma does go find Azrael and
okay.
says
you
that
said
she was
he
wrong
was-
and apologizes.
He was like stashed away in a little secret room somewhere, you said?
Yeah,
or-
he was trying to find a little secret cubby and reading a book. And I was like,
Yeah.
I have holes in every single wall.
Yeah, maybe it's in the basement, like in one of the storerooms near the lab.
Yeah, so there's
I
like a
think
little
He
weird
probably
cubby. that-
gravitates to the lab because been his home for so long.
That's his home. So I'm kind of stuffed in there with him, and
What's he reading?
he's rereading a text. He's learning about traps because he was inspired by
Oh,
the night before, and is learning about. He's learning about mechanical engineering, but for the sake of the understanding the
via
traps
traps.
better.
Yes.
The traps better. Yeah, and so Paloma just goes and is like, I know you already know this, but I think that I let my fear narrow my vision. And I know that you are capable. And I trust you. And I was just scared. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mother. I know you meant no harm. This is, I don't see myself as a burden necessarily, but I know this must be a new and unusual situation for you as well.
Yes, I've thought about this for so long, and everyone says that being a mother is the most natural thing in the world. And absolutely is not, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Have you read this? It's very interesting. Machines
No.
operate much like the human body does, I found, in some ways,
Huh.
and much more impressively in others. I'm very keen to learn more about this and possibly expand on this work.
Cut to automatons created by Asriel.
Asriel's mech suit.
Lovely. Oh,
Cool. Yeah, Asriel's cool with you.
that's all I needed. I just wanted to teach him a lesson about what it means to be human, which is
Right.
to be wrong.
Let me drop some more information about the new threat
no.
on y'all. There's two
It's
questions.
in the
and
house right
opportunities for you.
now, and
He's ready to fight right now.
he's right behind you.
He's behind me, isn't he? He has two questions and opportunities. First one is what is the source of the shortage slugger's superhuman strength? Oh, there's gonna be a lot of S's in this threat. It's a complexity 2, only 2, and you can't take away his power completely, but you can steal his power. So you'll be able to subvert the source for your own through thievery and get a custom move called the Eternal Man if you solve this one. And the other one is what is the Shortage Slugger's weakness? That's complexity 6. And you can resolve the threat by exploiting the knowledge to destroy him or convince him through defeat or humiliation to retire from Bout Club and into obscurity. And I don't believe there's a mask for this one.
Sounds like we're entering Francis in a boxing contest.
Oh no.
Ooh.
There is no title in the title field of that threat.
Training montage.
or Sarah. But I think Francis is the funniest
That's right.
and most vital.
Oh god. And he's just gonna be completely like proper Queensberry rules.
Cannot hurt his face.
So you've got a couple threats to handle.
Oh boy.
You also have a dinner party to get ready for tonight. The day's yours. What would you like to do?
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like Francis would come to enough to relate what he found out in Bartley,
Yeah.
and to ask where the goose is now. So he relates the damp kitchen knife and talks about the town in France and the dancing mania.
Yeah.
And all of that is a lead up to. So tell me what Lewis has been up to.
Well, speaking of pugilism, Lewis saved us last night.
Oh, I knew he had that in him. How wonderful. I shall congratulate him on being a good goose.
But we haven't really seen him since.
Oh dear. I think
Last seen in the basement of the mental hospital.
Francis takes this as the goose is dead. He's like, I understand. Well, I shall relate the bad news to his father. And
No, don't relate
know
anything
that-
yet.
and I think he's really getting into the eulogy. It's like, he shall know that his son died honorably fighting for what is good. against the forces of darkness that face us every day. And that while he may not have been the victor for himself, he saved the lives of his dearest friends. And I may only hope that when I go beyond the veil, that I
We've all
shall
walked out of the room.
smiling eyes of that fair goose
be a while.
waiting for me there, and a welcoming hawk into the worlds beyond.
I think
May I
there's
suggest
there's a
not?
clapping from the stairs up to the basement.
Oh no.
It's Victoria, and she has a little she's
Who is
she's
Victoria again?
Sally.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. All right, got it.
We may yet find Lewis alive when we go and apprehend that Hortensia. Let us not
well.
abandon all hope.
Then we have to take Hortensia tonight, surely.
Agreed. It's of the utmost
Oh.
importance.
And I think
We
Francis
have that
takes the
third party.
clapping, the slow clap at
Oh, yeah.
face value, and just
Oh yeah, it is delivered at face value as well. Yeah, she is sincere.
Aw.
But the clap is a little bit muffled because her right hand is still bandaged a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Francis hasn't quite parsed out that there is a party to go to tonight, just because of the heavy exhaustion.
Victoria, you're up.
I've been up for some time. I had to take care of a few things, but they are handled, and I am well, I'm here now.
How are you
Damn it,
settling
he's been-
in? Would
Maybe
you like
because
to
I totally
join
forgot
us
I was going to have
today?
Sean follow.
Oh yeah.
Forgot to do it.
And she's come back with a very nice new outfit. Not the weird medical garb and black gloves that you're used to seeing her in. Quite a smart outfit, yeah. So I'm here for the day at least. Did you have any luck with your problems?
Only bad luck.
Oh,
Definitely luck, but not the kind we wanted.
I got a terrible night's sleep.
Francis had the worst of all of our days.
Me to reframe. I suppose
she looks
one could view
genuinely
it-
concerned when Francis says that.
one could view it as good luck that we escaped with our lives and made it back home. So there is that.
Wait,
Well,
what?
you do have a tendency to do that, and she kind of smiles to herself.
And I
However,
think this is the
Hortensia-
first Francis is hearing about what happened last night. Or no, he knows that the goose saved their lives, but he doesn't know how dire it was. Or maybe the penny is finally dropping that their lives were actually in danger.
And not only is Hortensia still out there, but who's his face? Titus? Is that the other guy?
Titus, yeah.
Titus.
Mommy and Daddy have
has
teamed up again.
Is with her as well.
And the goose is missing. Or dead, yes, and the goose is dead.
Possibly.
Tragically.
Well,
Good thing
missing,
Emil is tucked away.
missing in
safely.
action. But you are welcome to
Kinda
join us
feel
today.
like Sereth is a bit preoccupied by this new dark entity sluggish guy and is wondering if there's any research that could be done in the library to find
I
out
was
more
thinking
about.
Francis was, I think, when presented with Victoria, might be asking Paloma and Victoria if there's a scientific explanation for a goose containing the soul of a man.
The Victoria scoffs at the idea, I think.
Paloma says absolutely none.
And Sereth just leans over to Friar, says a quiet whispers, Just look in its eyes. You'll see.
So where did you want to do some research?
Figured I probably have all kinds of books on dark entities, but specifically,
Oh yeah.
if there's a way to like break someone's connection, if they've formed a
Oh,
bond
yeah.
with an entity.
Hmm. Sarah is probably the best person to do that research, I imagine. Do you want to hang out in the library and do some not meddling information moving?
Informationing moving.
Those meddling Hargravers.
Was
Yeah, so
meddling with the
that'll be-
plans of dark entities.
That'll be an information move with reason. That's going to be +2. Do you want to use any of your items for
Let's
this?
see if my ever dwindling item source has anything helpful.
I have a bunch if you need them.
Mm.
And Sean help.
Nah, nothing feels right, so I'm not going to force it.
All right.
We'll just roll. Pow. A6.
Ooh, a 6.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. Let me see.
The book attacks.
Oh, I get the worst paper cut ever.
Stupid mimic.
Stupid book. Hate this book.
Oh, I know what we got.
Oh.
Yeah. So where was that? Yeah.
He's right behind you.
Yeah.
That's always going to be my suggestion for the slugger.
I think I'm reading a book, but it's actually Titus Fig.
You do find something in the book, but it's things that you already know. So flipping through it again, and this is probably something that you've perused more than once. Just it's part of Witch Life. Witch Life.
Bye.
That's life with L-Y-F-E, right?
That is with Y.
Assume.
Which with WY.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing a little deeper dive in the part about entities joining with other people and sort of imbuing them with unusual strength, you do find something in the book you had not noticed last time there. And the thing that you notice is a portrait of a woman who you recognize. It is unlabeled, but it is unmistakably Theodora Braithwaite.
Well, look at that. She's in my book.
That's another mastermind clue.
Oh no.
Rich.
Oh no.
Get the fuck out of my books.
You're up to 12. You're up to 12.
Oh
Boo.
god.
That's not a good amount, is it?
No, it's
I
not.
don't like 12.
A dozen. Even dozen.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but nothing that pertains to the case for sure. This is all you know everything there is to know about dark entities already. You're pretty much an expert.
So it does build up her confidence.
Yeah.
Always good to know you're the
What
best.
pronouns are we using? Oh, their confidence. Sorry.
What's Paloma up to today after getting out of the closet with Azrael?
I'm trying to figure out because Paloma likes voyeurism. I was wondering if Paloma was, and the fighting habit is going to happen at night, right?
Yeah, it's a midnight bout.
Okay, but people practice.
Oh, they do.
I was
Yeah.
wondering if Paloma might try to get Francis to Paloma as Polly
Oh, of
might
course.
get Francis to go dress up in boxing gear and have a boys' day in the gym.
That sounds delightful.
Interested in that if you are.
I think Francis is exhausted but busybody, so he's going to like soldier through this, even though he is in no shape to really do much.
Falls asleep on the bench.
That's just gonna be where he's at for a while, I think.
Where are you gonna hang out?
Oh man.
Oh,
I want there to be him to be a member of just the most upright pugilists club in town. What would it be called? Like,
probably very little overlap. The people in this
what?
club,
Oh yeah.
but we're gonna try.
The Queen's Fists
The
Yes.
Queen's Fists.
Boxing Club. Then it's got like a sign out front with like a crown and two crossed fists.
Put up your dukes.
Yep.
But
Put up
there-
your dukes is
but
written
there
in
are
Latin
two dukes
beneath.
on her hands.
Yeah, it's two dukes. The Queen's
Cornwall.
Fists. Let me add that to the locations.
Okay, this place is awesome.
Put up your dukes. Fantastic. Whereabout is this? Near Hargrave, somewhere down more
I
central.
think
city of
Hargrave is
London?
in such a high flown part of London that it would seem like the Queen's Fists would be.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it's the oldest men's boxing / fighting club in London. It's in the city of London, the old part. Cool. So yeah, tell me a little bit about what goes on.
Oh man. If you have a hit, go ahead. Yeah.
No, not a lot. I mean, you probably know more about the actual era, but I was just thinking like it is very elite. And people are very like it's not very contact. Like it's a lot of like a lot of boxing theory,
Oh sure.
a lot of like doing the motions, but there's not a lot of actual fighting happening.
And I think outside it is the opposite of what we feel like this boxing club should be. Like there is a primly maintained garden outside of a freestanding building that has the sign.
Little topiary hedges with guys.
Yes, two topiary hedges and fighting.
Two
fingers.
guys fighting. Yeah, it's a lot of like iconic icons, but not a lot of
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, and I feel like there is a sign listing the Queen's rules, which are no blows to the face. Always carry your fists with dignity.
A lot more about the fashion.
Oh sure,
Yeah.
proper vestments for all fighters. And what would be, there was a fourth one I was thinking of. Oh yeah. Points are awarded for style, not for injury.
Nice.
And yeah, there are several like roped off squares where gentlemen are either practicing moves or boxing, pulling punches and not hitting each other very hard, but moving very stylishly.
Right.
Yes. Some flips.
Yeah.
I like this place.
I don't know if there's anyone there just yet, but you're able to I think Polly is a new member, of course, and so it takes a moment to for Francis to talk to the appropriate people and get Polly set up with a cubby in the locker room and some official Queen's Fists hand reps and whatnot. And
So how did you get your own dressing room?
Oh, this is nothing compared to the proper dressing rooms at the Queen's Fists. There has to be somebody who has the best dressing room. I think it's got to be some sort of minor aristocracy. Oh yeah. The Marquis of I gotta find something to end that phrase with. Or Marquess. List of Marquesses, here we go. Oh wow, Marquesses are huge, okay. Oh,
So many
Marquess is
Marquesses.
in the peerage. Okay, so. Oh, there is a Marquess of Queensberry. So yeah,
There you go.
the Marquess founded the club, and his place is divine. But this will do. This will do nicely. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out of game if there's a productive question that Francis could ask anyone here.
Yeah,
about
yeah. While you're thinking of that, I will add that when you get Polly all squared away, you do find another person that you know who is a member of the club there, doing his workout by himself on a bag, and it is Vittorio.
Vittorio, excellent. Vittorio, you know my friend Polly, of course.
He's got his mustache and beard on, and of course I do, sir.
As
He's
it
got
happens,
hands wrapped.
yeah, I guess I can ask this question of Vittorio. Yeah, this might make sense. As it happens, we are in here in an investigative capacity. There is a terrifying creature that is causing harm in the unsanctioned boxing clubs here in town. Even
You don't say.
death. And
He looks a little amused, but he
oh no,
bids you continue.
and I had heard tell of, this is probably silly, but old legends of that they would tell here at the club. It was what? The fists from beyond the world was the phrase that kept being used. Some sort of supernatural boxer who was unable to be hit and unable to be stopped, but I remember no details of this.
Yeah, let's make an information move here.
Sorry. Oh, God.
And Vittorio is a thrall, right?
Yeah, and I am exhausted.
Oh yeah, you are exhausted.
Well, we should help.
Are you talking to him just kind of casually while he's working out, or is this while you're sparring? Maybe,
Let's see.
or maybe while he and Polly are
sparring.
sparring,
Huh?
or maybe
Sorry.
while maybe when he and Polly are sparring.
I think Polly is, yeah, because I definitely want Polly sparring, and I want Polly to not quite understand that it's Moses' style, and to keep connecting.
Oh no. Okay, that works. Yeah, so it's after
Vittorio
they
gets
started.
more and more annoyed, but as your thrall.
Oh no. So so this is during the sparring match between Polly and Vittorio.
And is the tale you're telling a genuine one, or is this something you're fabricating to get information out of him?
Oh, that's a good question. In my mind, it was something that he genuinely remembers some bit of, but that doesn't mean it's actually real. He could just be in his exhausted, haunted state, conflating what he's just heard about with stories he's heard around the boxing club. Sorry if that's not
Yeah, no. I'm just trying
the
to.
most helpful.
I've got a 50-50 split whether this is reason or presence.
Oh, sure.
And that'll
Well,
make
I
a
think I
difference
might
on
have
the roll.
just nudged it to reason, unfortunately, by saying
Okay.
that.
Let's do reason, and it will be disadvantage since you are exhausted here.
Disadvantage, so 2D -1. Something's gonna go wrong.
3 dice, lowest 2,
Let's
minus
do
1.
-1.
Unless you want to
Okay.
use an item if you have one.
I
The
don't
bloodied
know.
paintbrush.
Bloodied paintbrush doesn't, I don't see a way. Okay, so this is going to go badly.
Yeah.
Have you, what? No, that's the modifier. And that's -1, not a number. Okay. And I will roll that, and that is a 5.
That is a 5. Yeah. Ooh.
But
Yeah.
I guess this was an investigative move.
Yeah.
and-
It was an investigate move, and what goes wrong here?
Ollie gets hit.
I think Polly is getting hit regardless.
Oh, okay.
but just gently tapped. I think you find that Vittorio is surprisingly quick and strong, like more than you would have imagined, and just seems to vanish when you try to hit him, just slips away. And he's kind of like maintaining eye contact with you as he does it. It's a little bit creepy.
Oh no.
What goes wrong here? I think no, I don't want to just throw another mastermind clue at you.
No.
Yeah, I think yeah, let's do this.
Oh no.
Who's another person that you might know here that we oh yeah, let's do this guy. Where is he?
Oh,
yeah. As you're kind of like questioning Vittorio, like having troubles or keeping track of his movements.
Yeah.
Some a familiar voice says, surprise, old man, and taps you on the shoulder. And when you turn around, just decks you, and you just crumple. And it is with a big smile and a clean white outfit. It is Cyrus Abernathy, who is, I think you probably knew he was a member of the club because he's a fancy guy from the camera club, from the Society Obscura.
Society Obscura.
And he was delighted to see you there, and I thought he would throw a playful jab, but you were in no way prepared for this kind of unprovoked assault.
Does that condition me with punched in the face or something?
Let's make it glass jaw.
Oh no. Oh, poor Francis.
And he looks horrified as soon as you go down, and so does Vittorio, and they both like rush to your aid.
Hitting the floor is just like, I'm just gonna stay here for a bit. This is okay. Nice canvas.
Actually, it's just Cyrus.
Oh, it's just Cyrus that's concerned because Vittorio stays in his sparring.
Yeah. Polly, how is the punching going for you?
I think Polly doesn't know anything about this at all, and is just kind of flailing and hitting, which like alternately like occasionally connects, but Vittorio is pretty solid and has actually pretty good, like, because of the style thing, is pretty good at getting out of the way.
Yeah.
And Polly doesn't do a very good job of protecting himself.
Yeah, and I think one of your wild punches actually like catches him on the side of the head unexpectedly, and he crumples too. So two men down.
Polly is like horrified and surprised, and didn't know, like, hadn't been connecting hardly at all.
And Vittorio just like shakes it off and puts his hand up to get helped up. He says, I didn't think you had it in you.
Don't think I like
well
boxing.
Done.
Oh no.
Well done. What time is it here? Let's see just a little bit from Sarah before we take a break.
Cool.
What are you up to, Sarah?
Fine question. I failed my investigations.
Yeah, lots of investigations failing today.
Yeah, right.
Fail all the things. Complication everywhere.
Suppose I should check up on my new business venture of feeding my child, as well as letting my child feed on willing patrons who repay us money to let it do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the
moral gray areas.
Kindred, something Kindred,
banquets, Kindred.
Banquets. Kindred Banquet. The Kindred Banquet is you're easily able to stroll in. You don't own the place, but you still end like you own the place. And it is as before. It's draped with velvet, black and red curtains, and lily white people sort of lounging and drinking absinthe after your style. And I had some good names written down. I don't remember what they were. But yeah, you are I think one of the young gentlemen, probably young, who knows, greet you as you come in with a glass and a small purse, like a little baggie, and like, we cannot express how much we appreciate this opportunity you've given us. And hands you both the glass and the purse.
Well, I'd like to think it's a win-win situation for everyone involved. Everyone gets what they want. I would like
Your ward is wise beyond his years. The things, the dreams he tells us of as he feeds. It's quite amazing.
Yes, and I do hope that you will all provide him with good role models for what we want him to be. And I'm hoping we can heal his past wounds and angers and the darkness that resides in his soul from the way he's been treated and brought up to this point.
He puts a little perfumed lace kerchief up to his face and looks a little bit surprised and like a little bit horrified. He's like, "Oh, have we not been doing that to your satisfaction? Is there is there anything we should change?"
No, I'm not. I'm merely setting forth the parameters of the type of atmosphere I would like to provide for the boy, not at all questioning what has yet transpired. This is new for all of us, and I know that this all happened very quickly, and I may not have established exactly, that this is something that's to benefit him as well. He is a member of the family. We are all family. And we should all look out for each other.
Of course, this may be a new situation for you and young Emil, but I assure you that we here have dreamed of this for so long and thought of all the plans and scenarios and fantasized, honestly, like what would come of this, and it's exceeded all expectations, and we will provide nothing but the best for our young prince.
One more question: has anyone in the organization here ever dealt with ghosts, spirits, entities?
Are you joking with me? Ghosts aren't real.
Oh,
vampires are real, but ghosts, no. Surely you're having a laugh.
No, sir, I'm not. And in fact, I have a ghost partner in this venture. She is also new to her role.
Oh yeah, is Violet with you? We haven't seen her in a
Knocking
while.
shit off
No.
tables,
That's a good question.
spilling chalices of blood.
I tried to, does she show up at the mention?
Oh yeah,
of it,
if
right?
if
I'm
you
feeling
want
out
her
of
there,
it right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
she'll arrive. This
Oh,
is quite
right.
a fancy place you've put together. Very, very much better than the crow's nest any day.
Tell me, Violet, in your adventures in your new life, have you found, do you have the ability to make yourself known to anyone you please?
Not as far as I've been able to. No,
Right. Well, we'll have to work on that.
you get to certain. You get to be accustomed to a certain kind of attention from gentlemen in my line of work, and although I've tried, I've not been able to get anyone's attention thus far.
Is that a thing you would like? Would you? I mean, I would be willing to help you.
It's
Of
mostly
course,
out of
with-
habit, but I mean, if
if you would like the power to apparate and be seen by others, I can certainly look into that and see what I can do about it.
that might be interesting. Question for Sarah: how how much about your new roommate have you told Violet,
You mean
the one who killed her?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Violet since
Oh.
we solved it. It's good. Good point.
Cool. Something to think about.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Fine, I haven't told Jenny either, so we're just gonna figure it out as we go.
Sure, there will be no consequences to this.
No
Maybe now.
blowback.
I mean, maybe now's the time to tell her. I don't. I certainly don't
Well,
like hiding
if it'll
things
help
from
you,
Violet.
if it'll help you kill the bitch that killed me, I'll try anything.
Funny you should bring that up. We did not kill her. We did stop her.
Oh, good to know.
And
No one will die
she's,
by her hands anymore. She
she
locked
is
away in
now-
Bedlam.
Well, no, she is under the tutelage of Paloma in Hargrave House.
What if it might happen if she reacts badly to that news?
I mean, my first thought is that she would just angrily disapparate me, and I'm not even get a chance to explain. Just be like, "Ah," poof, and she's gone. I'm like, wait, but oh, damn it, no, I've just
Yeah, this is gonna be a day move. I think it's gonna be with presence.
fair enough. This was not. I knew this was not going to be an easy conversation. Hold on. Check my items once again. Always checking the items.
Toy boat.
I mean, I do have a toy boat. Mhm.
Would you still be mad if you had?
What? Remind me again, because I forgot that like the Green Man was an actual real thing. I know I like made up a history for the Green Man.
Yeah, he's like
Harvest God and
yeah, kind of a harvest god, kind of little green man, plant guy. People see him when they take too many mushrooms.
Too many. Sounds like just enough.
Yeah.
Now, again, as much as I want to use an item because I don't want to fail the roll, I almost don't want to force it because none of them seem right. So I'm not.
Yeah.
Gonna do it. They
You still got a couple masks left.
So we're just gonna
Oh,
so
no.
straight up presence roll. Is that right?
Yeah, presence +1.
Come on, big bucks, no whammies. Hey, there you
Hey, there you
Wow.
go.
Right.
go. 11.
So what exactly did you say to her?
I think the last thing I said was that she was under Paloma's tutelage at Hargrave House.
And her face goes through several emotions.
It was an
Oh.
11 T-Rex.
Yeah, just yeah, we got an 11 there. Like surprise, anger, sad, denial, acceptance. And then eventually she kind of like brings it in and says, well, I don't suppose there's anyone better for her to tutelage, you say. What exactly? I suppose they make a fine pair.
I mean, look, please understand this is a delicate matter, and I don't want you to think that your feelings are not in my mind, but if we take a moment, isn't it better to have turned someone to our side than to simply have taken vengeance and an eye for an eye and killed them? I mean, we've turned her heart, we've turned her around and stopped her from doing what she did, and now she will atone for it and help others and help us. She could be a positive influence in the world now. Is that not better than just merely ending her line?
She did give me a
Yeah.
face, if you want to give it to Violet.
Well, I suppose I'm dead either way. So, is this the kind of thing that resolves my why am I still here? And she's been turned. I thought when ghosts were put to rest, they went to wherever ghosts go. I don't feel any different.
Well, let me ask you this. And if someone gave you a choice right now to continue on as a ghost, having whatever life a ghost can have, or to cease to go to whatever is beyond after, which would you choose?
Well,
Do you want to go into nothingness and unbecome who you are?
well, since I'm not tied to my place of death, and since you've been so gracious to not bind me to you no longer, always wanted to see Paris.
Well,
I suppose I've
certainly-
got some things to do still.
And of course, you're always welcome here. You're still welcome as my partner, should you wish to be. I'm
Nope.
sure Emil could use he's got a father figure. He could use a mother figure.
I am not really the mothering type.
No pressure.
Tell you what, you know how to call me apparently, so I'll be entertaining myself until you request. That's all right with you.
Of course, you are a free ghost.
Au revoir, then, until we see each other next time. She kind of like floats through the ceiling.
A biento.
Cool. Ghost in Paris. Cool. Yeah, let's take a little break. I'll take
Cool.
5-ish.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, dokie.
Awesome.
Can't rearrange my windows.
Hmm.
There we go. No, wrong. Go window, stupid windows. There we go. I don't know why sometimes when we like go on break and turn off our audio video, like my windows get rearranged, my Zoom windows.
I don't know. It seems weird.
Yeah.
You are a
Fancy gym
VIP.
badge.
I see that I'm a T-Rex is really using the VIP status to do a
I
lot
tried-
of good.
I tried to VIP you, but it wouldn't let me because I'm just a mod. Guess mods can't do it.
Oh, Peter's house should also be a mod. Can I just do mod?
So then I mischatted Mark and I was
Peter's
like,
not
hey,
allowed to
type
be
this
a mod.
command in.
We tried that once.
We tried to have Peter as mod once. He lost his privileges.
Ooh.
Oh,
He
no.
banned everyone for everything.
He banned us all.
Tell me to type
Like-
things in commands in chat and I'll do it. Oh, you are a
Well, last
moderator.
week Mark had asked, he's like, oh, I'm not sure how to do the VIP thing. So this week I was like, type /VIP and her name.
Sounds
And
like a
that should
trick.
do it.
Ooh,
That's how my computer got taken over.
Let's make
Sucker!
Peter. Making Peter a VIP. Oh, I'm unable to add VIPs.
Yeah.
Like I said, I couldn't either. I think it's just Mark.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
So yeah, I mean, we're not even VIPs. But we are mods.
Cool. It's afternoon now. You have the rest of the day still. London is yours. What would you like to do?
I feel like I need to have an intimate scene in the infirmary at some point.
That's probably not a bad idea.
We'll take you shop. Maybe we get your shopping catalog out in the infirmary.
Nice.
That, I mean, this is silly, but like shopping for boxing related stuff for Paloma.
Yeah,
Folly.
maybe we picked up a catalog at the fancy Queen's Fist,
At the Queen's
And-
Fist.
and we're like, well, if we're gonna have to go to this boxing match, we should get suited up properly. And so, yeah, Francis is regaling me with all the things that I need to be
Oh,
a
sure.
proper boxing person, and that way accidents won't happen again.
So you're doing going back to the infirmary?
Yeah.
The
Or do you need the infirmary? Do you need to clear
infirmary
tubings, or-
with, I mean, this is out of game, but
Yeah.
partly like I need my jaw looked at probably. But
Oh,
also
yeah.
let me clear two physical sensations.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah,
two
okay. We
physical
can't just take you
sensations right
shopping.
now.
Shopping won't fix this.
Well, shopping in the catalogs
Yeah.
or just getting
Spending.
Spending money will.
Getting
Sending
it.
it off an order with a messenger.
Yeah, I think we've got a
Exactly.
messenger with us in there, and you're just say, "Oh, we did this, and we did this, and we did this."
Oh, maybe it's Vittorio, and
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
take a check back to the thing. Yeah.
Maybe I'm
I-
helping Vittorio too. I'm
Yeah.
bandaging his. I've got some meat on his eye.
He's also got like, oh man, it's
Oh,
everyone's all
sorry.
busted up today.
Except for me, I'm okay.
I wonder too if Francis is interested in setting up a boxing area in Hargrave, like one of the unused rooms. So, excuse me. So there are supplies for that as well. Oh,
Excellent.
I have hiccups now. This is-
Oh no.
Trying to breathe normally.
Polly, what does it look like? Is Polly doing the medicine here, or are you going to drop it and go back to Paloma?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty strict with the cross dressing, the drag, and I think that Polly doesn't do medicine.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
So, yeah, just to keep lives separate. But yeah, I think I've changed,
Yes.
and now I'm back out.
Disadvantage if you do it as poly.
Yeah, Paul doesn't know anything about that stuff. I mean, if I would like, there have been times of blending when we had Polly out at night. That's
Mhm.
he has the same. He is the same person. But yeah, just for funsies, go back home and change into just kind of Dr. Garb as Paloma.
Okay.
Change my name.
And I think Francis is really embarrassed by just getting knocked out by Cyrus. And I'm wondering if he's just generally, well, he's got such high vitality and he has been useful in fights before. But I wonder if he's bad at boxing generally.
Ooh.
Like that's one hole in his skill set and he does lots of I think he explains to Paloma. Would he explain this to Paloma, or is this something he would only say to Polly about it? Or maybe he says, or is this insulting, but like I couldn't admit this to Polly because I'm trying to tell him about but I'm
I think
afraid
that sometimes Francis forgets that they're the same person.
yeah.
Not in a transphobic way, just that I like.
That's what I was wondering if it was
Yeah.
like leaning
No, and I
on
think
that.
Paloma likes to keep them separate. Like I think that was why, like Paloma did keep it secret for a long time, not because she was worried about anyone being transphobic, but just because she like wanted to have her own little.
And I wonder if Francis like is sometimes on the wavelength of, yes, my friend Paloma wants me to respect these as different people, and then sometimes it just drifts into they're different people. There was something else important about this, but I'm sure.
Yeah, it's more about having kind of ways to explore different parts of yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like, this is like, it reminds me of like when people say like, when they're talking to Muppets and they actually get to where like they're talking to the Muppet.
Yeah, they're talking to the.
They're not like, oh, yeah, there's a puppeteer there, and I'm like, no, I'm having a
yeah.
conversation with the, you just, if you buy in, you buy in. And you're like, no, I respect it.
All the improv puppetry I've been in has been like that.
Yeah. Ooh.
I have had good experiences, maybe not everyone has. Where was I going with this? But yeah, I think it's that he can't say this to Polly, but that he knows that for whatever reason in the ring, it's the one thing that eats at him, that proper boxing is just impossible to him for some reason. And he feels like a complete fraud showing this part of the masculine world to Polly when clearly I have so little command of it myself, she says.
Has he ever used like Vittorio as a thrall to like tell him to lose the match, or have you ever used your powers to make someone lose to you?
Oh no.
Just out of like ego.
I think, yeah, I mean, that's a really strong story idea. Yeah, and I think that is like, I admit I did tell Polly that I had won several matches against Vittorio, but in each of them, I asked him to throw the match. I mean, he was well compensated for the effort, but there are people at the Queen's Fist who think I'm the better pugilist, and I'm
sure you are. You just need to. That just needs to come out. I'm sure you have it in you.
I think he's just sad and tired at that point.
Poor Francis has the hiccups.
And yeah, I think I just hope in spite of everything I can steer Polly right. He deserves good treatment.
Well, I know he looks up to you, so you must be doing something right.
Strange how the people closest to us look up to us. in spite of our manifest faults. And he just kind of, maybe there's some sort of surgery tool in front of him that he's idly pushing around a tray with his finger that
I
he
think
obviously shouldn't be touching.
Victoria uses the pause to kind of like expound upon like how you are faultless and flawless, and any blemish on your person would of course be washed away.
Ooh. And anytime you push the thing around, Paloma's been like re-sterilizing it. Puts it back and pushes again and re-sterilizes.
If only I were as good at boxing as Vittorio is at garrulous kindness.
Sorry, hiccups was very funny.
Does Paloma have anything to share?
I do think
Oh.
Francis should also have hiccups at this point. Excuse me.
Yeah, it'll be fun for the party. I guess he doesn't get drunk, so. Do I need to be vulnerable too? I thought it was just be a therapist.
I think
I can.
it's required. Yeah,
Yeah, I should.
you're having an intimate moment, so
Yeah.
it counts.
Yeah, sorry.
And you
I
can't
was
get
like,
rid of
"Ah."
most beloved anyway.
No, I'm not getting rid of it. Even if I could. Yeah, I think Paloma's like. Oh yeah, Paloma recounts a time, but also I was like, well, I can't say I understand your position, but I do understand Vittorio's. I mean, there was many times where Anna asked me to, not shine so brightly so that she could receive the award. And it was only fair. I had received it the year before, so maybe it was her turn. I definitely understand when every star in the sky can have its moment, even if it is its last brilliant blaze of a moment, to shine most brightly and then become a memory. And that memory lives on in the eyes of other people long after the star itself is gone. And I wondered about what we were talking about with Goose this morning. If a human soul in an animal body can leave an imprint, then how much more an imprint of another human soul on a human soul that they meant a lot to. And do we become, Francis, do you think we become the people that are most fond of us, the closest to us?
Perhaps we should. Perhaps it would be good for us.
Yeah, it seems a good thing to me to reach out and bare one's chest and soul to another and trust them in that way. I can't help but think it would leave a mark. I definitely feel marked by many people in my life. I can almost feel their imprints on my heart and soul. There is such a thing as Sarah is always trying to convince me.
It must be good to have that to remember them by.
I think on the most part, yes. Sometimes it hurts, but it's that sort of hurting is better than emptiness, I suppose. Do you feel you have a lot of fingerprints on your soul? You seem always so polished.
And I think he just silently thinks about that, like he's trying to come
Cool.
up with something and nothing.
Yeah, he
Vittorio
can sit in
interjects
silence for a
that-
while.
although you may not have fingerprints on your soul, you have definitely left a mark on many others who deeply appreciate it. And some of us have left our marks on those around us, intentionally or otherwise.
I think Francis might be falling asleep gently at this point.
But when one chooses to accept the
Paloma's
mark of
wrapped,
another,
though.
that is the greatest honor.
I suppose it is. Very well said, Vittorio.
Gentle snoring.
Fade.
Awesome. What's Sarah up to? Oh, and we can get rid of exhausted glass jaw, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, we tiptoe out and leave him there.
Yeah,
so
like-
he gets
Oh, no.
he gets a nice little nap.
Sleepy Francis.
We fixed his jaw, but he needs to sleep.
Did we stumble on a clue or something in that? I guess not. Doesn't seem.
Oh
like
yeah,
we did.
one of you gets to ask more about the other one or get a clue. Clue seems more appropriate.
I think
No,
Francis is falling asleep.
Yeah, since we have some snoozers. So Paloma, what clue do you come across for either threat?
Sorry, I was too busy making tentacle and cat puns.
Kettle.
What clue do we stumble upon?
Yeah.
I imagine Vittorio gives us something.
Oh yeah.
And it says like, "Oh, master, I had been meaning to give you this." What clue? Which threat should we get a clue for?
I mean, the slugger would make sense. I mean,
Oh, I know what it is. I think.
oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. Unless you have a hit.
Yeah, like the goose might be more useful out of game, but the Shoreditch slugger makes more sense to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a charm. We get a little boxing glove charm
Ooh.
that's quite tarnished. Tarnished boxing glove charm.
Tarnished boxing glove charm. And so he presents that to Francis.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, I thought you might. Oh, this might be of use. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember why I was supposed to give this to you.
And Francis kind of
maybe-
comes to long enough to take it and kind of.
Yeah, I think he was
Might it be-
hypnotized and told to give it to him.
Oh, cool.
Might it be
In
a
my head.
medal for winning a competition there?
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, let's turn it into a medal. Yeah, a medal. But it's like a very handmade looking medal. So it's like the
Yeah.
underground club.
Not from the
like-
Queen's Fists.
Yeah, it's been like
Queen's Fist would be a trophy.
pounded.
Too
A
bad.
crown. It would be golden boxing gloves.
And a knighthood.
And a knighthood. That's something very similar.
Awesome. Yeah, so back to Sereth. How is Sereth spending their afternoon?
It's time for a ritual using Sean, because Sean's good at seeing
Ooh.
faraway places, and the Arterly Crone is in a faraway place.
It is that, yes.
So we failed at learning anything about the Shoreditch slugger. So we're like, well, let's see if we can learn anything about the Arterly Crone. Sean, my good man, you're up. My good crow.
So what do the dark entities look like when you do a ritual like this?
I think it depends on the ritual. This particular one, especially involving Sean, as a normal earthly crow, it would take him a while to fly. And so I think he ends up like you see the usual kind of swirling tendrils of smoke that sort of start breaking off and coalescing into like dark, smoky, wispy crow-like figures. Kind of go into a formation with him, and that sort of gives him supernatural powers so they can fly much faster and through space and time to get there. So he's kind of like at the lead of a formation of black tendrily crows.
And what ritual are you perverting?
It's a good question. Suggestions from the audience for a Christian ritual, Christian ritual to pervert.
What have we not done so far?
I know.
We've
Sorry, I
done-
was distracted by cat puns.
It's
being
gonna
not-
be a thing.
Being not a Christian, I picked probably a bad one. I'm like,
Oh,
We've done
no.
We've done confirmation. We've done the eating the
I
stuff.
assume there's been a
Sacrament.
wedding at some point.
Oh, I don't know if we've had a wedding. We've
Can't
done
remember
St.
what all we've
Lucia.
done. We've done so many
Christian
at this point.
rituals.
What are the seven sacraments?
Have we done an advent calendar?
The anointing of the sick, holy orders. That might be interesting.
Oh yeah, last rites would be fun or something.
I was thinking holy orders are where you ordain someone, right, to be a minister.
Is that what that is?
That might be interesting with regards to the old crone being a sort of priest-like figure.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, it could make sense because I would be probably anointing Sean with some special oils and things since he's going to be the one going out and doing the ritual.
Anointing with blood or something.
Yeah, or
Is
no, I'm going to save that. No, yeah, no, I'm not going to use it. I keep not using items this time. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, but yeah, it was.
I have some items if you need.
Oh, confession. Have you done confession?
Oh yeah,
I
confession.
don't-
Ooh, I
think
don't
we've
think we
done that yet.
have.
Yeah. Yeah, and Sean is the item getting used. So
Yes.
he's already ahead.
And maybe
Oh, good point. Yeah.
the crone has something to confess, or you can confess a thing to the crone. Or...
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
Cool.
I don't know. I like
yeah.
the holy orders though, because I am an
Make Sean a bishop. Make Sean a bishop.
yeah.
Comes back with a
I
little
think
hat.
I think I have like a bowl, and I use certain like oils and herbs and stuff in a bowl, and then as part of the ritual, those kind of coalesce into some of the black entity tendril goo stuff, which I then dip my finger in, like anoint some down Sean's beak, and then some down myself as well. And I think that's the point which the rest of the goo kind of comes out and starts forming into the
Nice.
rest of the rest of the Crow Squadron.
Crow Squadron.
Krog Squadron.
Oh yeah. All right, so that's gonna be 3 dice, top 2 plus 3.
Mastermind clue.
Oh, why did I?
Oh,
not-
God.
Okay.
Well played, Nick.
3
Yeah,
dice.
you already got me in the pun zones. Now I'm like,
Nick has described this as the murder squad.
Fantastic.
or murder she wrote.
Nice. So 3d6 plus 3, or 3d6 take top 2 plus 3, right? Is that right?
Mm.
I'm getting all my stats right here.
How is this a 5?
It
Yes,
happened.
okay.
wonder where that little
Okay, so that's
bishop
gonna
hat.
be, that was done with me. Anyway, top 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11.
8, 9, 10, 11. Great.
Out of the
So
mastermind zone.
yeah, out of mastermind zone. Yeah, so this is for getting getting there and observing the place. So yeah, the and you're able to see not just through Sean's eyes, but through all the eyes of all the goo crows, the murder squad.
Murder squad.
And they kind of like spread out and come back together as they go up north the countryside, and a light in the small village of Arderley, which Francis may have described to you briefly. And it's a dozen small buildings. It's daytime, so some folks are out farming and milking and doing stuff.
Noting the goo crows flying around.
I don't think so. We've got 11. I don't think anyone notices the goo crows.
Oh, okay.
Where are the goo crows gonna alight to start looking for stuff?
do we, I mean, are we assuming I know where the crone is? Because like since Francis came back, he would have told us, or
It's pretty obvious where she is because
Okay.
she's in a building that's a bit apart, and it's got a nice, unlike others that have like crops and fields not too far. That she has like a nice garden with herbs and trellises and all sorts of witchy look. It's clearly a witch's cottage for sure.
yeah, I mean, that would seem the boringly obvious place to start.
Yeah. So what does that look like?
They zip, obviously supernaturally fast. So it's like that, like when the camera's like a fisheye thing,
Mhm.
blurred vision. And then as they get close, it's kind of weird because as humans, we can't really perceive seeing through multiple pairs of eyes at a time. So it's just something that you can only understand if you're doing it. But they kind of spread out and then like fly into a circle around, like starting in a wide circle. So we kind of have like 360-degree view of the house and sort of rotating and then closing in as they rotate inward until, until if they don't see anything of interest, if they keep going, to the end to spiral down the chimney into the cottage.
All right, let's make the investigation roll then. Sounds like sensitivity to me, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So wait, what was the first roll for?
For making the ritual work.
Oh, okay. So then this one's just like regular sensitivity roll?
Yeah, this is just regular sensitivity roll.
There it is. Okay. Hey, look at that.
Ooh, a 13 investigation. All right. So yeah, so they're able to fly around. I think unless you want otherwise, Nell does not even know that this is happening. Maybe she's out collecting stuff in the woods or something.
Being a crone.
She's
well,
like
being a crone.
not a witch at all.
Like I'm just doing my thing, man.
I
Leave me
just went by
alone.
myself. Oh my
She's
God.
crocheting an Afghan.
What is a there's a lot of good clues. What are good for crows to see? These are good. Heath, pick heads or tails.
Heads.
All right. So the crows, it looks like the home of someone who is, familiar with the occult uses of herbs and pretty standard straight up hedge witch kind of situation. Nothing seems super out of the ordinary as far as you can tell there. As you spiral outward a little bit more and kind of into the sort of not windbreak, but kind of likely where the bushes and stuff kind of merging into the field next door, there is something that actually catches your eye that normally probably wouldn't be noticed, but because you're seeing it through the charged vision of Sean and the murder squad, you do see that there is a piece of a wooden plank in the bushes there, and upon closer inspection, it's actually a hand painted sign that says no trespass on it. And it's been it doesn't look super old, but it's definitely been maybe hidden in the bushes there. And that is the clue, a hand painted sign reading no trespass, discarded or hidden.
Or the sign has been trespassed upon.
Oh yeah. And
Crow included. Okay.
Yeah, this is fun. And everything's going well. Nothing else seems to be out of place when, although you're seeing kind of like the compound view of everything from the crow eyes. It's almost like one of the little cells of the compound eye goes dark, and then another one, and
No.
it feels like something is sort of knocking out the goop crows one by one, and like kind of spread out.
Against the rules.
And
Next card.
through Sean, you're able to see like Sean is fine. He's not able to be taken out.
Oh, okay.
But
Both because of rules without
Yeah.
outside of the game and within the world. Like
yeah.
whatever rules were in place, Sean would not be able to.
But it seems like, and this is crazy. Like this can't be a real thing that's happening. It's just like what you're seeing. But it
Oh, okay.
seems like I mean, it could be, who knows? What you see is from the sky, a shower of, they look like sapphires, just coming down out of the sky and sort of piercing the dark entities that make up those crows, and they just dissipate. And none of them are hitting Sean, almost as if it's known that he is not able to be affected. But it's a weird, and I don't know how the villagers are taking this, but it might be a good day to be a rock collector in Ardley.
Ow.
Ow, 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 ow. It hurts.
I'm rich. Ow, ow.
My umbrella is not equipped for this.
Ow.
But eventually, Sean knows what's going on and heads back home.
It's a bunch.
Oh, Sean gets a whole bunch of peanuts.
And that is your 13th mastermind clue.
No bad.
A baker's dozen.
This will be fine. What could go wrong?
Everything's
Everything's
fine?
fine. Everything's fine. It is getting on in the afternoon, however, approaching evening. So if there are other things you would like to do, now is the time.
We can just
Oh,
get
man.
Scotland Yard to take out the figs now that we know where they are, right?
Yeah, let's delegate. We should learn to delegate.
Just call the cops on them. We know where they are.
That's
They're
where you
here. Go
saw
get
them last.
No, we're trying to do transformative justice. We're not trying to call the cops anymore. remember?
ASY.
We need to get some Hargrave interns.
Oh, Scotland
I mean,
Yard.
Hargrave babies.
Kind of
All
did.
Scott. Oh,
Because we got what we do. Because we need to take out the figs, but we got a dinner party to go to.
Yeah, anything you want to do to prep for the party?
Scylla and Charybdis here.
oh,
Do we,
geez.
do we need an over-the-top experience? What do we need? What do
Um,
people need to check off?
Oh, man. Yeah.
I have to
need
kiss my kid.
Arrange an over-the-top erotic experience. I think what Francis wants to do in-game is make sure everyone is properly trained for a high society party.
Yes.
I think the busybody.
Can we have a
instinct is
mock
like,
party?
Oh, God. Yes.
Again,
A mini
I-
mock party
that
where you teach
sounds
us how
perfect.
to do stuff.
I think Francis has a sapphire blue like cloak. And he's going to try doing a bunch of different things as Theodora Braithwaite and just make sure that everybody has proper responses to these eventualities.
We're like, we've learned a lot about each person's history.
what are you afraid might happen if it just doesn't take?
I mean, honestly, I think my fear is that they take the wrong lessons away from this and it becomes like, don't think of an elephant. And like
Mhm.
everything that Francis told them, don't comment
She's a pirate.
on her pirate history.
Pirate.
Don't mention the pirate past.
Yar!
That's the
Oh
thing.
shit!
Can I see your
Yeah,
peg leg? Oh, shit.
I think, yeah, that's the bad outcome is everybody becomes obsessed with telling her about what a great pirate she was.
Amazing.
Even worse than that.
Man, I'm torn once again on reason versus presence here. What do you think is more appropriate there?
I want to make an argument for presence just because I think this is purely about, I don't think he reasons his way around social
Mhm.
stuff. I think it is very purely, this is how the magic happens. These are the
Right.
things that we do when we are in high society. It's very instinctual for him and kind of an outgrowth of how he would behave at the party, is how he expresses those ideas to
All
other
right, that
people.
sounds good. I'll take that. So yeah, 2 dice plus 3 and see what
2
happens.
plus 3. Are there any useful? Can I use the paintbrush at all? Probably not. No. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so 2D plus 3. Red. White. Is it Braithwaite?
Brathwaite. Yeah,
Brathwaite.
This whole time?
Brathwaite. Yeah.
Oh, you've been saying break light.
Okay, there's the funny thing that I'll type in. 2d6 plus 3, 8.
Brathwaiting for beginners, 8. All right. Success with a consequence. Yeah, so I think, and so this is for Paloma and Seraph. Anyone else joining in?
Oh, please, Victoria. Yes.
And Victoria. Oh God. Who's coming with us to the party next?
If she wants
Yeah,
to.
no,
If
that,
you invite her, yeah.
yeah.
I think Victoria's actually not at home at the moment.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Run up to the gym.
yeah. Like, is anyone else coming with us to the party? Are we bringing Vittorio along, or?
Victoria would be delighted to be invited.
Could we have sent Victoria trying to find Lewis? I'm worried about our goose.
Ooh. You bring Azrael.
Round up the figs and get our goose back. Go to a dinner party. Bye.
But yeah, I think Francis is going to try to bring Victorio as an extra set of eyes. Yeah. that
Awesome.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
Victoria's gonna hang out. And he's
Have a
the one that,
thrall.
yeah, he's the one that like helps point out like pedagogy stuff. Like, oh no, wait, what he really meant was. Yeah, and so I think the complication is, and this is probably Paloma seeing this with the highest reason, as
First.
and most beloved,
Oh, no.
as Francis and Vittorio are kind of tag teaming the lesson, Paloma, where you had like iced and bandaged Vittorio's face from getting beaten a little bit, you see his beard starting to slip off a little bit.
His beard?
His beard.
Great.
We've damaged his beard.
Oh, Victorio, I think your facial hair is falling.
And he grabs it and like just looks
Oh.
horrified, and like just keeping eye contact with Paloma.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that one of those things we were supposed to discreetly do? So sorry.
And just runs out of the room.
Oh.
Is this
What
part of
did
the
you
test?
say to him?
How do you react to the teacher running out of the room?
Yeah, is this part of the scenario? I'm confused.
I'm sorry. His beard was falling off. I thought he would want to know.
Did Francis see all of this go down?
I think it was just Paloma noticing it.
I think
Oh, okay.
now Paloma's worried that maybe it wasn't real.
So is the lesson that we don't tell people if their beards are falling off?
I think what I'm learning is a lot of politeness is you don't say what's happening.
Oh, is that what happened?
His beard was falling off.
Oh. I think Francis genuinely thinks Paloma did the right thing here. Like,
You always told me if something was in your teeth, I must tell you.
Not exactly. Wouldn't it have been far more embarrassing to just let him proceed on with his
Exactly.
beard sliding off his face?
look at the things that were done correctly. You did this with discretion and empathy. You did not mock him in any way, as far as
I like that you're probably pointing to a chalkboard where it's already been written. It's already been written. Discretion, empathy.
Oh.
No mocking of piracy.
No pirates. Discretion, empathy, and
It's just a
did you-
picture of a pirate with an X.
X. Not even the merest whiff of the Buccaneer to your discussion. I give you full marks, Paloma, for this experience.
Oh, excellent.
And Mr. Vittorio has a chance to remedy his appearance in private.
Yes, perhaps that is what he rushed off to do.
An awkward silence hangs over the room.
Yeah.
And we know that's not really what happened, but
Oh, no.
uh,
Let's see, was it? Yeah, so that I think was the only thing that Francis felt really compelled to do before the party. Is there anything else useful stuff?
I would like to find Lewis, but I don't know that we have actually, as characters, remembered about this.
Oh, well, I think that's top of Francis's mind. But
Yeah.
is there any, I think he would ask Sarah if there's some sort of ritual that could locate.
Maybe we set out a bunch of bread on the porch.
Possibly, but I think we do know enough to know that Lewis is with the Figs if he is still alive. So retrieving Lewis would likely be paired with apprehending the Figs.
Excellent.
And I don't know that that's something we could do in the same evening as going to a dinner party.
We'll split up.
Challenge accepted.
I hear it. We'll split up.
The night is young. Yeah.
We'll just have a quick.
I mean, I'm
quickly
open to
go by the
plans.
figs.
We've
We
certainly done
lead
more
everyone
foolish
at
things
the
in the
party
past.
to the Figs. Handle the situation there. To the,
We
to
invite the
sanitarium,
figs to the party.
to the party, and the goose will. I'm sorry.
Goose will come to the party.
Invite
We've had
Lewis
crazier
to the
plans.
Yes, they involved cliffs.
party. We throw the goose from the cliff.
Oh, maybe that's where he is. Maybe he's at the cliff.
Honk!
Honk, echo, echo, echo,
Honk!
echo, echo.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what if we can get any more clues or anything before we go.
I keep forgetting what threats we have.
Yeah.
Maybe Paloma's looking up goose biology.
Could we
Thanks.
have? Is there any way we do have? No, wait. Yeah. If we were to come up with an explanation that used all the clues, we could get the "why is Lewis really cursed" thing at even odds. But I don't see how this comes together.
Sounds like Lewis is an asshole and he's cursed. Easy, done.
Done. Yeah.
And the curse should never be reversed or removed because we need a good goose as a friend.
Way better this way.
He's living his best life. So yeah, I don't see that as a possible way forward. What's the complexity on the terrible strength of? Oh,
Yeah, it's only a 2.
yeah. I mean, we could just take a whack at the source of the Shoreditch Slugger's incredible strength,
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Paloma is
or if we could do another
Looking
bit of
at-
investigation and then that. Yeah.
maybe Paloma has an anatomy book and is investigating
Oh.
Nice.
musculature and the description
Musculature.
of the musculature of this person versus what is real is definitely insinuating that there's some
Are we
sort
already
of
in the?
enhancements.
I forget. Are we still in the infirmary right now? Because
I think you're
Works
at
out.
probably in like a sitting room or
Oh, okay, we're in a
the
sitting
dining
room.
the dining room probably actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
you had outfitted the dining room like
Oh, right, we're taking care of
an
yeah.
over
okay.
the top erotic experience.
Still haven't done that.
I thought you just
Um,
did. I thought you taught us.
Yeah.
Felt very erotic.
Where was the damn kitchen knife from? What was that clue about?
That was he brought it to you while you were doing something else, I think.
Lewis did, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that was
yeah,
in
if you
our
wanna-
house.
Yeah. If you want to study some anatomy books, we can hook you up with something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do something else, but I haven't really
Yeah.
rolled yet.
Yeah. That would be an information move with reason for sure.
Yes, there we are.
At last.
I was like, also, let's kind of stay in my lane for once. Okay, so 2 books, and I have a medical text.
Yeah, if you want to use that.
I'll just use that.
And that never
I mean,
gets
I can-
checked, right?
Yeah, never
Yeah.
gets checked.
So that means I roll 3 plus.
3 top 2 plus 3.
Nice. Oh gosh, that might not be good.
Oh, no. Too much knowledge.
Too much.
That is a 13.
I'm too good at books. I'm too good at books.
The books are dangerous.
They hate these books. Whoever.
Reading
Yeah.
books is totally my thing.
Yeah, for sure. You haven't seen him, but Bram has definitely described the Shoreditch Slugger to you in a little bit too much detail for your comfort, I think. And as you're going through your medical texts, you start going through older and older and older texts, and eventually, you know all the stuff. You're much like Sereth knows everything there is to know about dark entities. You are pretty caught up on anatomy at this point.
Got it. Check.
But what you do find, again, like Sereth, you do find in one of the older books a hand-drawn reproduction of Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man that doesn't look like the one that you've seen before. In fact, it bears a striking resemblance to the description that Bram gave you of the Shoreditch Slugger.
Huh.
Wait, Phil, if we do want to solve the artery crone, I think we can do it. Or not solve it. I meant answer the first question. I mean,
Oh, man.
I could concoct you a story right now with all 4 of those.
Oh, good thing Sarah's been daydreaming on the roof again.
I really would like the idea of like
That's great.
Francis and Paloma are hanging out with like Paloma maybe is trying to show this to Francis and he's not getting it. And
Yeah, I think Paloma is like, I'm so grateful that you taught me about etiquette. Let me show you some about muscles. This might help our boxing.
he's just smiling and nodding.
So here we have the triceps.
Hmm.
That's when you do this.
Yeah, I think at this point, Victoria has returned to the dining room, profusely apologizing, mostly to Francis. And in fact, you've kind of fallen back into easy conversation
Oh, good.
while Paloma is off meditating on her
Oh, I see.
books. And one of the useful little tidbits of information that
Oh no, Vittorio, no.
Vittorio is able to give you, and you're sure this is could not be
Vittorio,
true,
you
because she
fool.
is fantastic. She's a fun and upstanding woman of
Of course.
good social bringing up. But there have been, of course, since you're going to a dinner party at her house, you have to know that there are in fact rumors about her. spread by the jealous and insecure, of course. But-
you don't have to tell me this, Vittorio, if you don't.
There-
feel
there are-
absolutely compelled to.
There are rumors that
You could just. An
occasionally
option is to keep this to yourself.
Theodore Braithwaite's
Not everything has
social
to,
rivals
has to be said.
fall deathly
Aloud.
ill after taking tea with her. I'm sure she would not stoop so low as to poison someone. She's
Of course not.
her business acumen is poison enough. But just to know that if you when you are we going? When after the dinner is over, there may be talk. If anything happens to any of us.
That the girl is, dare I say, poison.
Yes. And that is our 14th mastermind clue.
Oh, no.
You got 3 mastermind clues in the last 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. I only rolled
I
one.
think it's more that Mark forcibly gave us 3.
Our rolls
This is-
are either terrible or too good.
This is what happens when you roll with your good stats.
Yeah, I forgot. For now, I was like, oh, I need to start using my strength, and I don't think that's true.
That's I both this and Brindlewood, like I love how that's the natural like arc of the game. It's like, oh yeah, we're getting better. Oh no, we're getting better at it.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, I am
Um,
good at that. That's why I don't read books anymore. I've already read
books are
all of the
dangerous.
books.
And as evening approaches, as the sun sets, you hear the clip clop of horses outside, and as dusk
Carriage driven
falls,
by a goose.
there's as dusk falls, there's a carriage pulls up. It's drawn by 4 horses. It's very cool.
Well, only the best for Lewis.
Silver little floopy dupes, what do you call them,
Literally.
on it, fleur-de-lis on them with sapphire highlights. The horses all have the little like the Wizard of Oz head feather things,
Yes.
fire blue. Just all these. And a coachman knocks on the door and asks if you're ready to dine with Ms. Braithwaite. Before you go, I want to hear about since we have a servant here. This is a dusk paint the scene question about the servants' quarters at Hargrave House.
Oh, okay.
These rooms are mostly empty nowadays, as given the place's history, very few people will want to work at Hargrave House. They have most frequently been used as a place for trysts between the house's residents. What here reminds you of that?
See, where is
Uh,
that text?
At the very bottom on the Hunter's Dusk Phase.
Thank you, thank you. Very few people want to work there. It must be that. Okay. Whew, okay. Hmm.
There's only the most rudimentary bedding, like, padding, some pillows, no blankets or anything.
Mhm.
Just it's like, doesn't look like anyone would actually sleeps here, but yet there's padding and pillows.
It is a little comfortable. Yeah.
I thought we already had another room that was used for trysts.
Probably.
Every room is tristable.
Oh yes, Sarah lives here. I forgot.
I'm imagining some like, oh, no, well,
Also, my favorite snack cracker, Tristables.
Tristan.
Tristed, yes.
Gold tryst.
I feel like there's something kind of like there's a mechanism to getting into the room that makes it seem invisible. I'm imagining something like third Harry Potter movie where there's like a band of vertical molding on the wall and you can kind of push it apart and a door appears and you go
Painted broom straws.
and you go through the painted broom straws too. And it's like if you look at the floor plans, there shouldn't be space for a room there. There's just
Nice.
something brain hurting about like this thing that you wouldn't know it's there unless you knew exactly how to magic the door into existence, and then it will smoothly shut behind you.
Nice.
We don't like to be reminded that we have servants.
Yeah, and that probably hints at exactly how how the servants were thought of when there were servants there.
I think that because it's used for trysts, most often Seraph uses it. And so it looks like it's had fires. Like it's got the black
Darn.
ash charring. It's not fire, really, but we would pretend it is so
Brimstone.
that we can. But there's like just strange stains and we're just charred. Like, oh.
Nice. Let's look at your moves. Francis doesn't have any physical conditions to do.
Anymore.
Resurrectionists, Mother, what would you
So
like
much work to be
to
me.
do?
Oh my gosh,
Um,
what if we did one night with no blowback?
Well, you could do that.
I don't know. I haven't tried it before.
You
Not
tried it once or
convinced
twice.
I did, but I'm not convinced it's worth it.
But it may be that if you do the blowback, the no blowback from from criminal actions that the grave robbers get up to.
Yeah, what if they just
So-
stop doing criminal actions and then
Crazy talk.
I am as a player curious to bring another gravedigger with me just to see who would come. Because there aren't any left.
The
There are some new ones.
Tragically mortal crew of resurrection.
A lot of valuables already. Yeah, I think I'll do no blowback and I think having a gravedigger with us would be nice. Maybe he can either come, they could either come to the party with us, or maybe they'll help watch the children, or they can watch the goose. They can look for the goose.
Look for the goose.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
forgot
now-
this. I forgot this last time, but when you do that, you take the condition ghoulish.
Oh yeah. I think it was assumed. Except that maybe it would have hurt me because I had some
Yeah.
conditions.
We also didn't do any rolls associated with them give you advantage, so it evened out.
Hmm.
I think how that works out is when the coachman opens the door, Harley is in there in a tuxedo. And you don't recognize him at first because he's all cleaned up. And I think after like a moment's perusal, Paloma is pretty sure he got that suit on discount. Someone was buried in
Harley,
it.
I knew you'd be back.
The two
Um,
shovel discount.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he says, I know, yeah, I know I said I was done with you, but my presence has been requested. And Vittoria's coming with you, is that true?
We're all bringing a friend and a child.
Okay.
And a goose.
And a goose.
We're not solving
With
Arthur
no
Lee
friend.
tonight, then, or question. I think solving.
Cool. I think it closes on the four of you getting into the coach and clip-clopping away through the gaslit streets. And the next time will be dinner with Theodora.
I'm just imagining the goose with the handwritten list of tasks to do at the breathway.
Knock over candles. Put sapphires in our
Summon a
bedroom.
demon.
Yes, summon a demon from the fragrant
Use the
void.
camera to take someone's soul.
Check.
Cool. Yeah, that's that. Let's do Stars Wishes.
Wishes is now Lovecraftian Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
Just
Cultist
slowly.
Goose.
Cultist goose.
Yeah, let's start with Heath.
Look at those teeth.
So white. Star first. Its teeth.
Star for white
Um,
teeth.
Got any wishes coming to mind? I don't know. I mean, it was just a fun game. I did enjoy our mock party. It was short but sweet. And, I always like vulnerable scenes. Those are always fun. Dig a little deeper. Yeah, just all around good. I liked it. I liked it.
Peter.
Let's see here. I'm really amused by like I was saying, our roles either being disasters or disasters in the other direction. Wishes.
Versus potential disasters.
I still like the tension I'm setting up for my character, who has clearly been an angry, terrible god in his past. But I'm happy just kind of playing out the string and like he's such a delight to play as Golden Retriever Francis that it'll be interesting to see where it goes in the future. I really hope we can get the goose back, because the goose is just a delightful influence for chaos. I liked Paloma getting to roll with wisdom on something, even if it was another mastermind clue. It was like deeply satisfying to be like, yes, this is how this character would handle this.
Low knows her shit.
Seeing more of the Queen's Fists was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And wouldn't mind more of that. Yeah, and I'm just excited to see what goes down at the Braithwaite party. I'm wondering if it'll have a like well-made play feel of like everybody's trying to have a perfectly nice party, but they're a terrible secret and they're going to wreck it.
Halfway between well-made play and Chainsaw Massacre, maybe.
Okay. I really hope I can play Francis being really invested in this being a good party where everyone has a nice time.
Over the top erotic experience.
The play where
yes.
everyone's friends and nothing happens bad.
Yeah, exactly. Those are probably his favorite plays, actually.
Oh, he should finish that.
Even if it means he's just missing subtext. But yeah, that's I think all of it.
Everyone seems fine in this. Cool. And Nick.
Yeah, I'm also curious about Francis's past of like he was an angry god. Did he like what did he do to himself? Did he like lobotomize himself at one
Or
point?
was it done to him?
Or was it done to him? I usually don't like I guess from the improv world, I don't usually like it when we like do a mock run or something, or a practice run or something, or a montage.
Yeah.
But these were so like this whole episode was practice runs of things we're about to do. Like a practice run of boxing, a practice run of the dinner, and because everyone showed up like really as themselves, and we were like also really like trying to find clues, but using these made up scenarios, like it worked out for some reason, and I'm so curious why. I loved it because I was like, oh, usually as a rule I don't like the like practice thing because it feels like filler, but it wasn't filler. It was so nice. I love the vulnerable scenes. I liked getting to know one another a little bit better. Yeah, and my wish is that we find that goose. I felt worried the whole time, but I also was like, another star I have is that I like that we follow where we think the character is like going to do rather than what we think will maximize the game. We're like, yeah, we should probably solve the ones that are easy, but this guy just came to our house and talked about boxing, so we're gonna go boxing now. I like that we follow that kind of thing, and it makes it for more fun. Yeah, and I love the like super massive good roll. I hadn't had a really good roll in a while, but I'm regretting 1-1. That was nice. Yeah, the wish is that we find the goose. We need our goose back. He's part of our family.
Right. Yeah. Super fun time Day face is always interesting because like I don't have any plans. What do we do? What are we doing? Oh, okay. Yeah. Queen's Fist is really great. I like new locations, and that was really good. Got to bring back someone who's fun for a moment. Victoria's fun. Yeah, and getting so many mastermind clues so fast. Oh my gosh.
And not
It's
even
always-
trying to do anything.
Yeah, I could not have timed this better if I was doing it on purpose, but this is just like right on the edge when we're doing that. Oh, gonna boil over and it's gonna be great. So yeah, that's the wish, to see how I have things in the chute. I don't have any solid plans, so we'll see what happens at the dinner party next time. Which it's gonna be bad. I can't wait. Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. I'll stop the stream.
Oh yeah, star
Thanks.
for making I'm a T-Rex a VIP.
Yeah. Star for VIP.
Gives you
It's
something
Awesome.
gonna
to
be
do.
fine. We're gonna have a nice conversation
Yeah,
at dinner,
dinner
and she's
party.
gonna become our friend.
Nothing's
We're all gonna
nothing
move into
wrong.
the house together.
It'll become
Hargrave phase
Hargrave
2.
House East.
Our
Yeah.
kids will play.
Ooh. I mean, maybe. You have heard rumors about her kid though, so that'll be
Francis will
fun.
lead everybody in traditional Victorian party games.
Ooh. Yeah, that might happen. Okay, yep, that might happen.
It's
Cool.
all played.
Tune
Where's the
in.
goose?
Tune in next week to see what happens at the dinner party. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. We'll see you next time.